Hey, Bryant. It's Monday, and you know we're in the basement with McLemore where the truth comes out. I want to just say happy Indigenous Day to everybody. And I am so glad to be in the basement with McLemore where the truth comes out. But before I turn this over to In the Basement with McLemore, I want to remind everybody that today's show is brought to you by some fabulous people. Hey, somebody's got to pay the bill.
Pay some bills, baby.
Pay some bills. Watch this.
Transformation is a courageous and necessary act. Set a course for the future. Discover your organization's true potential. Contact Dr. Regina Armor and find the tools, structure, and organizational techniques to improve your bottom line and fulfill your mission. Contact Dr. Regina Armor at The Armor Group. www.armourgrp.net. That's www.armourgrp.net.
Hey, babies. It's Grandma.
Oh, everything is going wrong today. My goodness. What is my problem?
Well, we can always.
Inspired by capturing people in their natural state, James Washington is Maseo's Photo, a Chicago-based photography studio specializing in portraits, headshots, weddings, lifestyle, and commercial photography. Contact James Washington at 708-568-1421 or hit him up on the website at MaseoPhotos.net. That's MaseoPhoto.net. James Washington, Maseo's Photo. So, Creole and American food from breakfast to dinner, plus cocktails on a Sunday brunch and casual digs. Sounds like Josephine's Southern cooking to me. To own a restaurant is a labor of love. To own a soul food restaurant for 35 years is to be a service to people in a manner that extends beyond the bounds of hospitality. Josephine's Southern Cooking, the place to come and have a fantastic down-home Southern meal. Josephine Southern Cooking, 436 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois. Also known as Captain Hardtime. In the Basement with McLemore, where the truth comes out, Monday with Bryant and Steve.
Summer's going on, but then, I hope we paid those bills, folks. Hey,
okay.
Welcome. It was a bumpy ride. It was like hitting potholes and stuff, but you know what? Welcome, everybody, to the Basement with McLemore. I'm your host, Brian McLemore Smith, along with my trusty sidekick and more formidable co-host, Steve Dunagan. Yay!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another week. What's up, brother?
Nothing much, just it's a little rainy today, a little gloomy. So I had a couple of really nice naps today, and I'm feeling energized and happy that we were able to come on the show. I just was looking at some stuff on the internet and on the news about how many murders and stuff that we've had. Just like, I don't know what's going on in Chicago, but it's been horrible. Just
very sad.
Yeah,
very sad.
I looked up.
I've got a few statistics.
Okay, let's go for it. Yeah.
All right. I took Chicago broadcasting from, and that's our home. That's my hometown. Through June 2021, there have been 336 homicides. Sadly, or I guess you can look at it sadly, or I guess this is pretty decent. Last year at the same time in 2020, there were only 334.
Wow.
So there's a small increase. Wow. Small increase. Two. So for the whole year, now when you look at the whole year of homicides for 2020, there were 775. So we haven't reached half of 775 yet. So if that's any silver lining, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's go to shootings. Shootings in Chicago, 2021, 1,892. 2020, same time, the first half, 1,692. So there was a 12% increase. 2019, as contrast, there were only 1,234, a 53% increase this year from 2019.
Wow.
Not good. What did COVID do?
You know what? And that's good. And you know what? And I think that people are really sort of numb to the numbers, because once you hear them random shootings like one at a time or one in a week, you never really get the full picture. And, your numbers and my numbers are exactly the same, that 336, in shootings, 1,892 shootings. Do you know that is just astronomical, like war, like shootings? That's like as many Vietnam.
Sad.
I'm wondering, what are they going to do to fix it? Like, I'm not completely opposed to the National Guard now. If they're going to come in.
Okay. Now, what do you know? You're right there in Chicago, seeing news every day. I did a quick Google search for mayoral initiatives to reducing crime, and I know that Mayor Lori does have a plan in place.
Yeah.
On the ground, you being there, have you seen anything?
I haven't
positive, I should say.
I haven't seen anything in place. I think that unfortunately, because of all the police brutality and the unnecessary killing of innocents, or even if they weren't innocent, they committed a crime and subsequently wound up dead, or called the police for assistance to their home, and the police come to the house and shoot the person they called, or a person that's mentally ill or handicapped. Outside of those, I think that police are sort of pigeonholed, and so is the public. Like, the public has had to call the police in fear that the police come out and might, misconstrue the situation, and they end up getting wounded. So crimes go unreported. That's one thing. The second thing is that I think policing. I know Lori has talked about this before, about policing need to be done from the neighborhood that you live in, which means that you need to live somewhere around the people that you police.
Right.
In order to understand. But I really haven't seen, and like I said, I see more of the crime because I'm driving traffic. Just recently the freeway was blocked because of one of the Cook County sheriff shot himself on the freeway. Freeway was closed, but at the time the report came out that he shot him. So we're just like, what does that mean? So it was, it was all confusion. I mean, you could have robbed any old lady, knocked anybody in the head during that time, because all the police were focused on that.
Okay, that's sad. And then for the one report, I couldn't find it specifically, but I know there was one of these typical scenarios where a child was playing on the porch by themselves. He is the younger brother of a gang member. And so rival gang member comes out and just starts shooting at the house. Like, where's the honor? Just no sense of remorse, no caring for life. Just, I'm going to shoot up the house. And Oh, there's a kid playing, but oh well, too bad. Sorry, collateral damage.
That's
It's
ever.
what's leaving. I don't know what's leaving society. What's leaving people's spirits. What's I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's just one. There's definitely never just one answer, but it's just puzzling to the average person. Just like what is with all these killings? That's
Yeah.
all you can say.
It's like a spiritual thing. Like I'm like I'm not too far from saying when that when we were taught in church, it's a spiritual battle. The spirit of murder is upon us, and the spiritual whatever. I'm actually not even too far from that right now because it's too random. It's too it's mass. It's not localized. It's all over the country. The
Mhm.
violence and mayhem and killing and people doing self that requires that they don't seem to want at all. Like nobody used a better judgment. Nobody's stepping away from the situation. Nobody's losing stuff. So like I said, I'm not opposed to the National Guard. We can't even get to the gay agenda because we all crowded in there with the rest of the crowd. We can't even say that to our news because it's overshadowed by all the other stuff. But anyway,
All the other stuff.
on a good note for me, I actually did something fun on Saturday night. I worked on a movie called Finding Dawn, produced by Maurice Prophet, a Chicago first-time movie maker. Mine, Omar McClintock, and it starred Mo Better Blues' Cinda Williams. So I did it live, and it was already premiered.
Congrats. I love Cinda Williams. Is she gonna be on the show soon?
She is going to be on the show. So she's actually on. I've already videoed her, and we're going to have her back on. She also has a radio show herself. I enjoyed. She stayed with me, and I got a chance to spoil her. Fix her breakfast, and get her whole feng shui together. So she and I rode in to work together on the movie set, and that was a cool experience just to hang out with her and be
Nice.
personal. So Finding
Yeah.
Dawn, gentlemen. Not sure the platform that you can see it on, but if you Google it, there is a Finding Dawn page. So, yay, Finding Dawn.
Yay.
What for you weekend?
This weekend it's a 3-day. Well, actually, for me, it's a 4-day weekend. Thank God for annual leave that you got to use before the end of the year. So I took off tomorrow too. But yesterday in Baltimore was DJ world renowned DJ Spin, SPEN. It was his birthday, and he had a big celebration at a place called Hammerjacks. And it was as most house music festival, it was just a very uplifting, spiritually moving, community driven, good time. It was great. There was DJs Teddy Douglas, Charisma, Tommy Davis, from Chicago, Mike Dunn and Terry Hunter were there.
Terry,
Yeah.
you mean this
And I can't think of somebody else. Biscuit, DJ Biscuit.
No.
Yeah, those guys are everywhere. Everybody wants Mike Dunn and Terry Hunter to come. They're the bomb.
So I'm surprised that Monica Chicago wasn't in the midst. Well, how did she miss
I
that?
know. I don't know. She didn't know. She didn't come. Or Arliss. Yeah, they didn't come.
The other day. So you know what is really funny is that before I forget too, I want to wish our Libras. I think it's Libra season, and I want to wish our Libras a happy birthday because they're
Yeah.
just popping around like I don't know what. My sister's birthday was on the 30th, and my dad had a heavenly birthday on the 27th. Then Miss
Mhm.
Regina Armor from the Armor Group, her birthday passed. I think it was like the 4th, and her
Fourth or
daughter
something.
Christian Beelin's birthday was this month. and Gordana Malamos. Gordana's birthday is today. So,
happy birthday, Gordana.
Yes, and all of you Libras, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from In the Basement with McLemore. Happy birthday with an ending to.
Off mic.
Oh. Anymore. So today we've well, Steve, that school don't ever have another house music festival without inviting me and making sure I get a ticket. That would have been
you should have been there.
Came to come. You know, I still have a credit to use to come see. So we'll talk about that later.
Come on over.
So today we've got some really exciting stuff. Steve and I have a show that we haven't named yet. Right now it's called Bryant and Steve's Book Nook. So we're looking for some names for our little show. Each episode of In the Basement, we're going to read some excerpts from books. So starting off, if you guys do not have this book, look at this book. It's right in the corner of the show. A lot of my friends know that I wrote a book, story contributor to Love, Blood, and Rhinestones. A lot of you don't have it because it's not on audio yet. So we're going to need you to pick up the pieces and buy this book. I mean, the season is coming where
pick up the wallets.
Pick up, right. You know, it's 16.
Pick up the pieces, pick up the wallets and go online.
And you would be surprised at how many people that I know that I wrote a book still don't have it. Still have not, just like it's on Amazon. If you go right now, everybody watching the show, I want you to go to www.lovebloodrhinestones. That's RHI, because y'all spell it wrong. Lovebloodrhinestones.com and order the book. Just order the book. So we're gonna start reading excerpts from the book. When we wrap up the show today, we're gonna do a little bit from my book. But today I have a good friend of mine. Like, I'm inspiring, my friends that are writers, or that maybe just want to get started writing, or you have some works, and we're willing to read it on the air. And today, a good friend, a longtime friend, Mr. Keith Arlington Andrews, has a new work out that he's been writing on for quite some time called The Pawn Shop. And just in his premise, we're going to bring Keith on. Hey there, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Good. Do you remember Steve?
Steve, I think I do. What's up, brother?
I'm good, Keith. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You're looking good. I see your office is all together. It's all professional.
I finally got it together, right? Yep.
Looks really good. Well, I'm very proud of you. So I'm going to read the preface of let me about going to get into what's going on. First of all, welcome to your first In the Basement with McLemore.
I know, right? I'm excited.
I did not know you did all this, Keith.
Well, surprise, surprise. I always had it in me. I'm just now letting the world see it.
Yeah,
that's good. That's very inspiring. Bryant stays on me for about the same issue. I'm glad. You got it.
I'm like, yeah, if he can do it, I can too.
Yes, you're a writer.
Just write it and put it out. Put it down, and somebody will tell you if it's worthwhile.
Exactly. I mean, I think part of my issue is that I think for it to resonate with other people, it has to have truth to it, and when you're writing about your truth, you're vulnerable, you're putting stuff out there. And that's what's kind of held me back. But I'm at this point, like, I'm on the last half. We only have a finite time here on this earth. And I'm like, okay, if not now, when? So That's what I'm on.
Right.
That's what I'm on.
I'm so proud of you. That's
Fantastic.
great. So I'm gonna do the Dear Reader part. This is actually a synopsis from Keith, and it says, "Dear Reader, imagine a frustrated writer who is going through a pivotal time in his life, terminated from a job and grieving the death of a mother, and sold a childhood home, and ends up moving to Indianapolis and accepting a job, a new position as a pawnbroker. And for 5 years, he led that life and the relationships on the basis of the Pawn Shop 2.0. Keith, being an avid writer, was already fascinated by backstories and
Mr. Fig.
You
there, Bryant?
Yeah.
There was a lapse.
Oh, there was a
you're kind of fading in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay. What's going on with that? So anyway, backstories, being fascinated by working at the pawn shop, being interested in the backstories of the people that came in and out of the shop, and taking a real life look at them. Why don't you just read a little of the scenario, like chapter 1 to us, Keith, or whatever you feel comfortable with? Give us a little.
Oh my gosh, I got to pull it up to do all that. I thought I was going to read my stuff. I can though.
Well, no, you can read.
I would. Okay.
Prepared. Just go ahead and read what you prepared.
Well,
I guess
hello.
Yeah, are you there?
Yes, I am. How about instead of me reading what I prepared, because I've got to pull it up and my screen is behind me and I'm not sure that I want to show all of that. Why don't I read? Let's see. You remember that manuscript that I sent you, the first time felon?
Oh yeah. I like that. Okay, good. Let's do it.
Well, just give me just a moment. I'm in my office, so you guys hold on.
So he's in the office. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that tuned in,
I love this back. I read these chapters that you sent me.
Yes, he's gonna read another part, and then we'll finish up with what you got, Steve.
No, I like his chapters. They're very descriptive. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Steve, you read some of my stuff?
Yeah, I sent it.
Yeah, he sent me. I didn't know about the other book, but I'm reading the synopsis and the first 4 chapters of the book on a pawn shop.
Oh, okay. Well, you got it there.
Yeah,
I was into it. Yeah, he sent us
I'm glad.
4, I think, chapters.
Okay, Steve, can you read the first chapter for me before, Keith, you do what you're going to do? I want Steve to read the first chapter for me.
Yes. All righty. Wow, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, Gina. And then just tell me if you just say Steve, and then that means, okay, it's a little too long. Because it's going to pull you in. Gina. Although the 24-hour Walmart parking lot was well lit, it was hard for Gina to make out faces in the pre-dawn darkness. She was waiting for Stan to come out the store, her attention distracted by mostly everyone. Some of the customers looked like expressionless robots, blissfully unaware of their surroundings. Gina eyed their merchandise. She located the security cameras that dotted the perimeter. A scenario was concocting in her head, but this morning wasn't a good time to make it work. She tapped her French manicure against the steering wheel, checked her watch, and finally decided to find her lighter in the massive Birkin bag she carried everywhere. The tiny flame illuminated the Euro sedan in the darkness for only a few seconds, but Gina felt exposed. She took a quick drag from the blunt to calm her nerves and quickly extinguished the light. She cracked the window and exhaled a plume of smoke into the cool morning air. Coughing fit ended with beads of sweat, and a sudden knocking on the car door startled her. It was Stan. Open the trunk, he commanded, and she quickly obeyed. She couldn't hide her smile as he loaded bag after bag into the car. The engine roared to life with a quick start, and Gina whipped her expensive gift from Stan out of the parking space. She was sure to obey all traffic laws, checking her speed so that Stan wouldn't nag her, and they would have a peaceful drive from the county to Stan's home in the city. As usual, Stan's head was down. His face was illuminated by the iridescent glow from one of his cell phones. Gina sometimes felt like she was only his chauffeur, although Stan did have a driver. They rode over the Compton Street Bridge underneath the indigo blue.
I don't know. Somebody's phone. Is that your phone, Keith?
That was odd. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, it's
You want to stop?
I can't hear a thing.
Okay, we can still hear you, Keith.
You want to? You want me to continue?
No, I want you to just finish up that last sentence, and then we're gonna start asking some questions.
Okay. Then Stan reached into his breast pocket and wrapped a beautifully wrapped eggshell blue box on her lap. She tapped the accelerator a bit harder than she intended, but she was careful when she put the box in her bag and kept driving.
Wow.
Okay, we'll stop because the rest of it is really grabby. So.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, Keith. Hey, Keith. I wonder, can he hear us? Hey, come back over here. Can you hear us? What's going on with your mic? Can you hear us?
I'm not hearing a thing.
Okay, take your phone off of mute because we can actually hear you. We can hear you. So we need to be able to hear you though in order to ask you some questions. But yes, Steve.
Can you hear us, Keith?
I'm really having a hard time hearing you. But wait a minute. I think I may have
Technical difficulties on Indigenous People's Day. This is the part where we just start laughing because it's happening. You remember that time, Steve? No one could hear me in my hotel.
and you were stuck at like
right
the whole time.
And that was the time when you could see me, but you couldn't hear me. So I want to thank you guys for these moments that we do. Are you doing?
So, you okay now, Keith?
I don't think it's any longer my issue, but what's going on with the screen here? It's storming.
Okay, so why don't we?
Sounds like a delay.
Yes, let's have go out and then bring you back in. How about that? And then we'll see if that works a little bit better. I'm gonna text.
In the meantime, you want me to continue reading?
Keep on reading, Steve. I'm gonna text Keith.
Okay. The ribbon on the bag was silver and shimmery, her style, her favorite color. Stan was studying her for a reaction. So you're not gonna open it, he asked. Gina flashed her perfectly capped smile. He paid for that too. I want to wait till I get home. With that, she side-eyed him with a devious look, and a ruby red pout escaped her lips. I want to show you my appreciation, just the way you like it. Gina grabbed his hand while she drove and directed his fingertips to the wet spot between her thighs. She guided his probing fingertips up and down her nether regions. I don't know what we can say. You see how wet diamonds make me? She licked her sweet stickiness from his fingertips. When she squeezed his erection and parked the sedan at his front steps and sashayed up the steps and threw him a come hither look, she turned him on like nobody else. Gina was the best he ever had.
Wow.
He didn't mind that He didn't mind that she had parked in the middle of the driveway with the engine running, leaving him alone to struggle with all the bags. And when she showed him all the appreciation he needed, when she whipped that tight young thing on him, fucking and sucking him dry, he tried not to let it bother him that in the morning he woke up alone with only a cold, empty space inside him.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Gina knows what she wants.
Gina knows what she wants, baby. And you wrote it so that we'll be wanting a little bit more. Keith, can you hear me well enough to answer some questions?
Okay, we're good now.
Okay, good. So, where do you want to go with your writing? Like, where do you want to platform it?
Well, initially, in the process of getting it out there, trying to get identify agents that would represent my work, seeing the different platforms, contact things that I all my work and put it out there and feedback. I mean, for the longest time, I've been like on blogs and stuff, and a whole bunch of amateur writers and stores do that thing. And that's encouraged me to go further. It's like I had one person tell me about my challenge. You know, you're filling a void. You know, it's like it's different, and that kind of thing is encouraging. You know, and so I just want to really get it out there and see where it goes. I know, once it's out there, we'll.
Yes, well, I'm excited about you. These are we're helping you to move on to the next phase. Are you surrounded by other creatives like playwrights or actors, singers or dancers? Do you have that type of support system there in St. Louis?
I think that's important that you do. I'm in a relationship now that Keith, and we have the same name, he said that he has an idea that he wants to write a play. And I knew he was a creative, but, you know, because he mentioned how he had written songs and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, you have more in common with people like that. I naturally gravitate to people like that. And I do have friends, people here that, when are you going to write another chapter? I want to find out what happens tomorrow. So that kind of thing. And so, yes, I do try to surround myself with people that encourage me, you know.
Good.
That's good. That's really important. And congratulations on the same loving relationship, because
you don't hear that too often.
You know,
I say it too often.
Blessings.
That because I'm still looking for that silver lining relationship. Unfortunately, they're not in the basement right now where they used to be, but that's a whole nother show.
We'll give them.
Do you ever?
They'll come around. My mom it happened to my mom at 80. It could happen to us.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you ever writer's block?
Oh, please, all the time. It's like it's a muscle to exercise, basically. Who likes exercise? I don't. It's something that you have to, focus on, and you find how you can get into that place where it just flows, because that's the place that I love. It's like it just comes out of me. And that doesn't happen very often. You have to create an environment, which is kind of like this office, solitude, quiet, a relaxing space to nurture it, to have it come forth. So, but yeah, writer's block, please. Why do you think it's taking me damn near 10 years to finish this thing? Because, writer's block is.
It took 6 years on Love, Blood, and Rhinestone, and 20 editors and 1,000 situations that I never thought was ever going to end. So I get it, and my writer's block comes and goes. I find that I can't write that well at my house, which is odd. Yes, I have.
Where do you go? Or what do you do?
I go to public places. Like I can write at Starbucks while people are talking. I can write at a restaurant. I go to Mexican restaurants all the time. And I journal.
Yeah.
And people are always intrigued about what I'm writing, and that encourages me more. I think it's the energy of being around people that are not paying you any attention. And I feel that at my house, it feels like it's forced and the characters don't much. But when I'm in public,
that's interesting.
Let me.
I get that.
Go ahead, Keith. I have one.
Go ahead,
Bryant. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what now, Keith? What would you tell other writers, especially same gender loving writers, how to move forward with their writing? Writing aspirations. What tips?
What is helpful to me to keep a journal. That again is like a way to exercise that muscle. And same-sex stuff is kind of unique. I think it's like when situations happen, they affect you emotionally, but then you get past them. Well, if you have a journal and you write down those emotions that you're going through with that individual, you know, that will inform kind of your writing when you're creating a story. You know, you'll have specific emotions and things that ring true to people when they read it because it actually happened to you. So I'd encourage people to keep a journal. I'd encourage you just to get out there, just to, and I'm not saying necessarily like go to bars or socialize, but I get so much inspiration from just seeing people or just walking through the park and my mind goes to wondering about, that person and that, that couple or that. And so just get out. Don't, just stay in your hut because I'm kind of that person. It took Keith really to encourage me to get out and to do things that were, in some cases outside of my comfort zone, but, you're right. It's situations that you can draw from when you create.
Got it. Thank you.
Good. Steve, you got a couple more questions?
Keith, have you considered plays or motion pictures from your writing?
Yes. Because ironically enough, when I write something, I see it as a movie. I see characters are alive, they're real people to me. And so, yes, I am very conscious of how that scene is flowing and who's coming in and out. The thing I don't have, however, is like the knowledge of how to write a screenplay. How you format that. And actually, again, wow, I hope he's watching. I haven't mentioned every time, but Keith mentioned a play. We got to do some research because I don't know format that. I don't know, and it has to be properly for it to be considered legitimate, for it to be taken seriously. And that's, I have to learn how to do that, but I'm willing to learn.
And trust me, that's just a computer file away. It's just a program. Get those. I'm a program cheater, even though I don't know enough about it. I'm just like, okay, I want it so you push this and talk. So,
make it easy.
Go ahead, Steve. I think you got a couple more questions.
You okay now? That was the last question. I had something that I was formulating in my mind, but it's not coming right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, so when can we expect your book release? Hey, Keith? Keith? Are you there? We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
How do you back on mute?
Okay, am I here now?
Yes, you're there.
Yep.
Okay. Next time, that's my first time, guys. I'm a virgin. You guys are busting my cherry. So I'll know to take the phone off caller ID next time.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, listen, Keith, I am so very, very proud of you, and I thank you so much for sharing such an intimate part of yourself with us, as far as it goes, literally. So I'm hoping that you hang around. We've got some entertainment coming up. We've got Etherio Noone, who is a guest of a show that performs on the show, and then we want to wrap up with letting everybody know that to look out for The Pawn Shop by Keith Arlington Andrews. And we're going to sponsor that whenever it comes. We're going to sponsor that.
Baby, I can't wait.
We're going to sponsor that book signing. And, you know, I'm good with galas and getting things together.
You mean the wine and cheese after affair, right?
So let's hang around.
It'll be nice, I'm sure.
I will. Thank you, guys. It was a blast.
Yeah, nice to see you, Keith, and congratulations, man. Keep it up.
All right, thanks again, man. Good seeing you too.
All right, so Keith, just hang a little bit. We're gonna bring you.
Oh, that's right. You don't have to go anywhere.
Have to go anywhere.
Okay.
We have Etherio Noone. If Etherio's in the back, we're gonna bring that performing brother on, who's a friend of mine. Etherio, what's up, brother?
Fine. There you go, bro. How are you?
We can't hear you. You gotta turn your mute on.
Oh, I can't hear you that well.
Yeah, but we can hear you now. How are you, brother?
You sound really low.
Okay, maybe Steve will sound better. Steve.
How about my volume, Etherio?
Yeah, your volume is louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Bryant. It's got to be your laptop, I guess. I don't know why yours. But anyway, you talk loud.
I noticed it too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get better. The next time I'm gonna use this magic mic that I bought, but I don't know how to plug it up yet.
Magic Mike. Thought that was a show in Vegas.
Yeah, one that I plan on attending. So we've got Etherio Noone, and Etherio, what are you gonna perform for us today? What you got, bro?
So today I'm gonna perform my song that's on my project I dropped in June. It's called GVO, Good Vibes Only. It's a dope record. It's nice. Yeah, it's really good. I do R&B music, so yeah, I like to give out R&B vibes.
Okay, cool. Can we
nice.
Is this something we can purchase already?
Well, not necessarily purchase. I sell shirts. Well, yeah.
Can you stream your stuff?
So my project is called Afternoon, and like the symbol of like my Afternoon brand is what I sell. So I sell black and white shirts right now. It's on my link tree on my Instagram, black tees and white tees. Yeah. You can go on my Instagram or Facebook and just click my link tree and see all the things that's attached to it. As far as like my music, that's on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, everything, everywhere.
Cool.
You can download it too. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna do Good Vibes Only.
All right,
So,
well, we're ready. Ladies
y'all
and
ready?
Gentlemen,
I'm ready.
After
Yeah.
Okay.
ready.
Go ahead.
Hands in the air. No, is it too loud? Okay.
Oh, my lighter.
I can't break it off. Please tell me Ain't no coming for you. Just tell me you're loyal. You know you should be spoiled, baby. Only you know it's your energy. It's that sundress for me. It's the ladies for me. It's the way that you walk. It's the switching for me. Yeah. It's your effort for me. It's the way you apply all that pressure on me. No, you're so different. You're one in a million. What's your interest? You got a interest. Girl, I'm interested. Now I got to forward. Ain't no coming for you. Just tell me you're loyal. You know you should be spoiled, girl. Only you know it's your energy. So many reasons I wanna run back you. Tattoo, I came in to remind you that I got bigger plans. I'm not trying to be inside. Ain't no coming for you. Just tell me you're loyal. You know you should be spoiled, girl. Only you know it's your energy. It's your presence for me. It's your beauty for me. It's the way that you stare when you're looking at me. It's your cooking for me. It's the way you put cheese on that macaroni. No, it's so different. You're one in a million. Tell me what's your interest. You got a business, got a business. When I'm about to forward, girl, I'm coming for you. Just tell me you're loyal. You know you should be spoiled, girl. Only you know it's your energy. Vibes only. It's the you for me. It's the you for me. Vibes only. You know it's your energy.
Oh, hey, all right now.
I'm glad.
Very good.
You become a
Makes a nice performance up front too. Up close and personal. He's a great performer too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're forward to.
I'm see you on stage.
I'm trying to get a listening party prepared for you. I don't know if you could hear that, but I'm definitely working on a listening party for Etherio Noone, because I really think the whole concept is great. You know, afternoon, Etherio Noone, all your music is R&B based, and you know, there's you thought about this, you thought it out really well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for the platform. Thank y'all for letting me perform. It's dope.
Yeah. No worries,
anytime.
brother.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, we're gonna have you back on the show again. I'm gonna have just a live show with everybody that ever performed on my radio show in 12 months. So that's gonna be a big event. I'm working on it now. We're gonna just get there and have a good time. Again, tell them where they can find you on.
You can find me on Instagram, Etherio Noone, ETHERIO_NOON. Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is my main platform. I'll be on everything about me is attached to that. So yeah.
Right on, Etherio. Thank you so much. We're gonna put you back in the back room, hang out with us for a little bit more. And folks, we've got an amazing show we've had today on Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous People Day. Wow. Like Indian, I guess I shouldn't be saying Indians. Is that politically incorrect now?
Yes, incorrect.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's right. People Day. I like that.
Yeah, you can't call midgets anymore either. You got to call those little people. And you can't just go around.
Oh no. You know what? I used to call people Oriental. Can't do that one either.
No, but I don't know what you would say.
They're Asian. They're not rugs. They're Asian.
They're Asian. They're not rugs.
They're Asians.
Okay.
So I had no idea when we were little. But when we were little, growing up, let's see, at the time that we grew up, we didn't know any better. Oriental didn't
know no better.
Slur. That didn't sound like a slur.
Yeah, it was sort of romantic, but I guess people thought that calling people sissies was okay too, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It depends on who you call it.
Yeah.
Oriental furniture has always been a great thing.
Oriental rugs, right. So you see someone on the street, oh, she's Oriental.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Keith.
I know, right?
Do it. Can't do it.
I have a question for you. When you came up with the title for your album Afternoon, was it all based, like, what was some of the, why? Like, what was the reason behind it? Is there something specific?
Well, the concept behind Afternoon is like that you'll be a better person after afternoon. Like, so my last name is Noone, so it's like after you meet me, or let's say relate to a woman after she had an experience with me and things like that. It's just like you're better off. You're better off
better off than where you were.
Being in the presence of a black man who knows himself.
Afternoon.
But it's not even just that. It's a lot of concepts to it, but the main concept to it is just living in your own time, because Noone is centered around time, which is why I have the letters 9 on my logo, because 9 time is like the time that you living in, because it's like the highest realm of existence, and that's like the level that you want to get to mentally and spiritually. So it's just
brother, you too deep.
So it's just about living, being on your own time, and not, being a product of the system. Because it's like every day you go through 1 o'clock through 12 o'clock. It's like our days are very programmed. It's like we do the same. As far as time, it's a continuous time loop, and it's like I've experienced January through December every day of my life. It's just like. And we repeat that same cycle over and over. So it's like, how can you gain a new mindset if you're stuck in a collective consciousness that doesn't allow you to think outside of give you? So it's just about living in your own time.
Yes. Damn, I'm glad I asked that question, dude.
I know, right? I feel like my consciousness has been elevated.
Yeah, it's just like, you got to break. It's about, and that's why it's also a circle, because it's like, it's breaking a cycle. Like, if you're going to be in a cycle, let it be a cycle of elevation, not a cycle of redundancy. And, so, which is why it's not based on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. It's just about, because the only time is now. The past and the future don't exist. You always present.
Live in the moment.
You can't live in the past nor the future. You got to think of what you need to do right now. And for me, it's breaking the cycle.
Great. Etherio, when is your next performance? When is your next performance? When is your next performance?
As of now, I don't know yet. I know it's a few things coming up that people might want me to be a part of. I don't have any now. I know the last performance I did was for this fashion show. It was it's called a Black Vogue, and it was dope. They had the big red light. They had it's on my Instagram too. I put some videos up of it. It was really dope. Everybody loved the performance and everything like that. It was nice. But as far as future performances right now, I don't have any. But it's people might reach out and ask me that.
We'll keep that. We're gonna keep that in prayer. You deserve to be spotlighted. Bryant, McLemore Smith, how come you were that covering Black Vogue?
You know what? Hello? I don't know. I'm really sitting here thinking, why wasn't I invited to Black Vogue?
That's what I want to know.
So okay, it's not a personal thing. I be forgetting. I don't invite. Like I usually I be so like tunnel vision that when it comes like performances, I be like trying to prepare myself for it. Like I ain't invite nobody actually. Like I just post it, and I post it like so that people who want it, because I'm not a person where I don't get mad if people don't support me or not. Regardless, I'm gonna do what I got to do for myself. So whether you come or not, it's like it doesn't bother me, because it's just like that's not what I'm looking for. And I know people got their own lives. You're not obligated to be at everything that I do, nor anything that I do. So I don't feel no type of way. People not coming. I never do. It's just like, it is what it is. People got their life, I got mine. But as long as I stay focused on what I need to do and I do that, everything will come.
Good mindset. Good mindset.
I'm so glad, ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I think all of us really feel better after Noone. After we talk to him.
Afternoon, ain't that it?
Hey, you feel better in the afternoon, because like, what if you wake up tired? You be want to go back to sleep, but then it take you time to get.
We know what you mean. Afternoon, we got it. Mm-hmm. After you get some noon, you feel better.
Hey,
So,
Noone makes you feel good.
We're gonna wrap.
There you go.
There's a thunderstorm coming, and
What you say,
a lot
McLemore?
of interference. But I want to thank you all. I said thank you all. We're getting some. There's a thunderstorm coming, so I want to thank you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it was my pleasure.
Ladies and
Thank you guys. I had a great time.
Bye.
Listening to both of you.
Bye.
Your creative.
And I'm gonna check you out, bro. You sounded good.
Thank you.
And good seeing you, Steve.
Yeah.
All right.
You too, Keith.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Have a good one. See you soon, Etherio. We're over.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to In the Basement with Bryant. In the Basement with McLemore, where the truth comes out. Oh, Bryant is gone. Did he just leave? Well, maybe he had an engagement.
He usually doesn't leave that quick.
No, he doesn't. But anyway, today's show was brought to you by...
Inspired by capturing people in their natural state, James Washington is Maseo's Photo, a Chicago-based photography studio specializing in portraits, headshots, weddings, lifestyle, and commercial photography. Contact James Washington at 708-568-1421 or hit him up on the website at maseosphotos.net. That's MaseoPhoto.net. James Washington, Maseo's Photo. So, Creole, an American food from breakfast to dinner, plus cocktails on a Sunday brunch and casual digs. Sounds like Josephine Southern cooking to me. To own a restaurant is a labor of love. To own a soul food restaurant for 35 years is to be a service to people in a manner that extends beyond the bounds of hospitality. Josephine Southern Cooking, the place to come and have a fantastic down-home Southern meal. Josephine Southern Cooking, 436 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois. Also known as Captain Hardtime. So, Creole. Transformation is a courageous and necessary act. Set a course for the future. Discover your organization's true potential. Contact Dr. Regina Armor and find the tools, structure, and organizational techniques to improve your bottom line and fulfill your mission. Contact Dr. Regina Armor at The Armor Group. www.armourgrp.net. That's www.armourgrp.net. grp.net.